Hello everyone. It's Saturday, June the 4th, 2016, about 7 a.m. and this is DelrayVAWeather.com. We're going to do a little update on the potential for severe weather today and also principally for tomorrow, Sunday, the June the 5th. What you see up on the screen is the uh, NAM 4KM, the latest NAM 4KM sounding for the air over Reagan National Airport. And this currently is set for Sunday, June the 5th, 6 p.m. And I want you, as I've said in previous videos, what I do is I look over in this section. This is indices of a lot of different parameters in the atmosphere. And when you start seeing pretty much all red over in this area, it does mean an indication that we could have severe weather. The one thing, the models actually haven't been real consistent on how severe this weather may be tomorrow. But I think actually this run of the model definitely shows that we're going to have a pretty severe thunderstorms tomorrow. And that's probably going to be around 6 p.m. That the action starts. It could start as early as 4 p.m. or as late as 8 p.m. Sunday. It's going to be stormy pretty much the entire day tomorrow, though. I'll show you that in a minute. But I want you to take a look at this one index here. This is SWEAT. Currently, at that time, it's showing about a number of 425. And anything over 400 indicates that there is a chance of a tornado. You know, there's some other parts of these parameters that suggest maybe no tornado, but that's one area that I do keep an eye on. So, you know, this run is showing that there is the potential for tornadic activity tomorrow, late afternoon. And that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on, and it's probably going to change between now and tomorrow morning. So you need to definitely stay weather aware, starting today and through all day tomorrow. Okay, let's take a look at a couple of other things. Let me see this one. Okay, this again is the NAM WRF 4KM. It's a the most current version. And the one thing that makes me a little, I wonder about how whether we do have a serious potential for tornadic activity is this run. This is showing Sunday afternoon about 5 p.m. If you notice here, southeastern Pennsylvania, all the yellow and orange, that's definitely the area, one of the areas tomorrow that has the biggest threat of tornadoes, southeastern Pennsylvania. We also have an area down south of us that has the potential for tornadoes, and then the eastern shore has a couple of spots. And if we move this around, I'll show you what happens. About 2 p.m. tomorrow, really not much potential for tornadoes in our area. And if we move this a little farther forward, you notice that by 8 p.m. everything is gone, but we do have a lot over here in Delaware that has the potential for tornadoes. Okay, let me go to another statistic. This is the supercell index. Definitely, if we go back to, this is 11, 12, that's 1, 2. Again, you see at 2 p.m. we have a potential up here in southeastern Pennsylvania and part of northern Delaware and all. A very a strong possibility of supercells. But if you look in the DC metro area, we don't have a really high potential using these indices. If we go a little further forward, we have a very high area, again in southeastern Pennsylvania and south of us. And then certainly by 8 p.m. everything sort of drops off. We still have activity over here in southern Delaware on the eastern shore. But this is the thing that has made me a little confused about tomorrow, because when you look at it through some other analysis, the severe weather threat may actually be a little lower than what BuffKit is showing. But again, it's something we need to stay weather aware of, and we probably will have a better idea later today, maybe early tomorrow. Whatever happens, it's going to be, the activity is really going to start popping afternoon. Let me go back to BuffKit briefly, because I do want to show you something here. What I'm seeing here early in the morning tomorrow, and this is about 4 a.m., you see these 4 green dots here. Not a whole lot of red over here, though we do have an elevated SWEAT index above the magic number 400, so there's the potential for tornadic activity. But what we have here, this is an indication of extremely heavy rain. We're talking about potentially like a half an inch in that hour period. So early Sunday morning, it's possible we could indeed have a thunderstorm and with heavy downpours. It's something just to keep in mind if you're out and about early to Sunday. That the activity of the severe weather should be afternoon, but it doesn't mean we're not going to have thunderstorms earlier in the day. Okay, let's go back to this and switch over here. I want to show you this. This is the prediction as far as the total rainfall between now and early Monday morning. And what this is showing for Alexandria, specifically Old Town and Delray, is somewhere around an inch to perhaps more than an inch of rain, slightly more than an inch of rain. So we're going to get a lot of rain in the next probably like 36 hours. So you need to definitely keep aware of that if you happen to be in a low-lying area. There's probably going to be a flood watch tomorrow, maybe even a flood warning, because there's a chance of urban flooding in the metro area. All right, let's go to this. This is the College of DuPage Next Gen Weather Lab. Again, this is set for the NAM 4KM. And DC and Alexandria is right in this area. And I got this set for, let me do a quick calculation. This is about 1. Let me bump this up a little bit to, yeah, okay. Okay, this is going to be around 4 or 5 p.m. And if you notice the little numbers here, it shows that we're going to be in the neighborhood of maybe at most 0.6 on the significant tornado indices. That's pretty low. But again, you see up in this area we got in the neighborhood of 3, above 3, and up in southeastern Pennsylvania. And so I really do think that's where all of the possible tornado activity are going to be. Let me switch this to the supercell index and bring this up to about the same period. Okay. The highest point, I think, is in this neighborhood, and this is about about 2. Let me see what we got here. Okay, we have about a 1.1 index here at 2 p.m. Let me bump this one more up. Okay, and this is around 4 or 5 p.m. Again, we're about 1.8. Anything above 1, you can get a supercell to develop a severe thunderstorm, but it's still pretty low. You really the significant supercells that appear are when you have this index above 2, and that also again gives me pause about how severe the weather is going to be tomorrow. I'm going to wrap it up there. Pretty much what we have, the threat today is principally from strong thunderstorms, probably not severe, though there is a slight chance. The biggest threat today is what's called a wet microburst, where you have suddenly very heavy precipitation occurs and rapidly falls to the ground. And in the process, as it falls to the ground, it pushes that air column down, and it sort of splatters when it hits the surface. You get very strong winds, 70-mile-an-hour winds, 80-mile-an-hour winds, suddenly along with driving horizontal rain. That's what happened back a number of years ago here in Alexandria, if you remember all the damage that occurred. That was a microburst. So, I mean, there is a threat today of that type of thing, but I think the threat is pretty low today. Tomorrow is another story. It's possible. The biggest threat tomorrow is probably going to be straight line winds, which whether it's from a squall line or from microbursts, but there's a mixed opinion about the large hail threat. The local office in Sterling, Virginia, is basically saying no threat of hail tomorrow, but the Storm Prediction Center is in Norman, Oklahoma, is saying that there is a threat of hail. So as far as tomorrow is concerned, we know we're going to have lightning, probably frequent lightning, possibility of straight line winds, possibility of hail, and so you definitely need to stay weather aware tomorrow. And I would suggest today afternoon you should also stay weather aware for any sudden strong thunderstorms that may develop. Okay, if you have any questions, just give me a tweet at PatPend, that's PATPEND, and I'll try and answer them. Thanks a lot.